Hello and welcome. This is Ruth Hamilton, and today I have got a video with the new showcase die set from Tonic Studios, and this one is called the Timeless Tea Jars die set. Now, as you can see, it's a large set. It comes in this beautiful plastic wallet that's very handy for keeping it and for storing it. This fits inside the large ring binder, and the dies are on a sheet of acetate, but you also get a large magnetic sheet as well. So I normally just take them off the acetate when I'm using them and keep them on the magnetic sheet, and that works well with the Magnetic Crafters stand as well. So you'll see here from the leaflet that is inside the set that there are 43 different dies, and then there are some beautiful examples on the front there of things that you can make with it, and on the back as well, and it will show you all of the dies in the set there. I'm sure there's quite a few other different things you could make as well as this with it, but I think some of those dies would be lovely used on cards as well. I can see really nice shapes in there too. But for me anyhow, the most important thing that I can see in here is this instruction leaflet. So Tonic have started sending these out in a lot of their die sets now, and it's just fantastic because some of them you've got to wait until there are videos and things, but now we've got a lot of instructions inside, and you can just get cracking along with it. These are really good. So I'll have a quick look at these dies and then come back in a moment or two and show you how to use them. First of all, I can see the large die here is the outline one for one of the tea jars. You can see that. But then inside we've got really beautiful shaped dies, verso and outline dies and whatever there. And I think those would be beautiful on a card as well as on this tea jar. I'm sure you'll agree. And we've also got these beautiful shapes here, and these ones that could be used for bunting. So this is part of the lid, I think, as well. But anyhow, I haven't tried it yet. I've just opened this and looked at it. So I'll just pop it all aside now, clear a bit of space, get some lovely card out, and I'll be back in a moment or two and show you some examples. I have decided to use the bigger one first of all, so I've cut this die out twice in Spearmint Green. Now I've picked beautiful Spearmint Green and Ivory White Craft Perfect texture weave card to go together. I think they're really lovely, and then I've taken some of the Speciality paper in Mermaid's Tail to add together with that. So what I've done is I've cut two of these. I've got the instructions right beside me and I'm going to follow those. I hope they're very easy. I think they look quite straightforward. So we'll see. So I'm going to glue those together, and then I have cut 4 of these decorative panels out. So I've used this large die and I've cut this out 4 times, and then I have used the smaller, this one, and cut that out in Mermaid's Tail, which is this, and then I'm going to glue that on top, and that will then look like this. Now before I go and glue all of this together, I'm going to actually add these panels on here. So I've got the 4 for the 4 different parts, and then I'll just show you how I've created the frame part that sits on the top for the lid to go on. I've just taped the larger die and the smaller die together. I've cut those together, and that has given me this bit. So that's how that's done. A little tip for whenever you're cutting Speciality paper out. The paper is absolutely beautiful and you don't want to flatten that through the die cutting machine. So what I normally do is set my die on the paper and then just cut around it so you've only got slightly larger area than what's going to be covered by the die, and then there's no more paper in your die cutting machine to be flattened because you're simply cutting just a small piece out at a time, and the rest is good to go for any other time. I've cut the base then from the smaller hexagon, and I have cut 2 of these pieces for the lid. That's from this part, and then I have taken this one for the pieces around the side, and I have taken these 2 together. I should be able to see them there and there, and I've cut little decorative pieces for the what I would call the shoulders of the jar. And now I'll just speed the film up and carry on and glue it all together. having great fun actually since I made the last one. I've come back again and I have added some more of the mermaid tails paper up on the top here and these water droplets. I've got a little bee die here, and I think it's from the Country Jug Die set. I'll put the name down below of the die set just in case you like it. But this is the little bee die, and I thought it looked really cute, so I have added it onto here, and actually it's on all the different sides there, so it's turned out really well. So I've gone ahead then and made a second one, and I'll just show you how I did that. But this one is a different shape, it's the smaller one, and you can see it there, and it's made in exactly the same way. The lid is exactly the same. The only difference obviously is the shape of the panels, and the base is the larger hexagon. So if you just remember to cut the larger one and add it on to the bottom, everything else is exactly the same principle to put that one together. So I've added the little water droplets and everything again there, and I think that's a beautiful pattern on that one as well. I then made a third one. So this one is a little slightly different from the other two. I just wanted to try something different. So it's the same shape as this one, but then I decided to not do that lid, but to do something different. So if you can just see here, what I've done is, that's the back of it, sorry. I have hinged a little lid on there. So this is exactly the same layout as the other two at the top there. And then I have cut the large hexagon, the one that just folds in there, the one that covers that completely. And I've layered up the second size and the smaller one in between. But just to make a little hinge there, I've used this little die. You can see it there. And I've just used 1/2 of it. And where that folds over, I have used that in that edge there, and I've put it on just before I've glued this and in between these two layers here. So that has made a little hinge and a lovely little lid. Now obviously if you're just going to put one layer of paper or whatever on that, this may not just sit flat. So the thing to remember is the layers make that slightly heavier, and means that that will close nicely. So I've done the actual lid itself and then two there. This one sort of fits into the gap there. And then I've added another 2 layers of paper and card on top of that, and it has made it just that little bit heavier, and it means it closes nicely. And again, I used the little bee and the little water droplet because these are my samples that are heading over to Tonic for the shows, and I wanted to just have them all coordinating. One last thing, because I like to try something slightly different. Don't know whether it's your cup of tea or not, but I have just cut out one little shape here instead of the 2, and on the side that has no fold or no flap at the top here, I have removed these pieces. So I have taken off here and here and these pieces from the sides. So that's just the one that doesn't have this already on it, and I've removed those. And now what I've done to make myself this little pocket is I have folded those in and glued that to here. So I've glued those to this. Then I have, obviously before I folded that down, I have glued those on as well. Now I took a slight little sliver off the top edge here, just a little bit across there like so. And then this piece, one of the pieces that I cut off there, I have snipped off the sides just like this. You can see just where those score lines are. So I've just done that. And then I have glued that to this piece here. You can see there, just right on top of that. And that has made my little closure. So whenever I die cut this top part, I glued it on, and I made a little slit with my craft knife just right above here. So that means that this piece just folds over it. Now just to make it do that, I'll just show you here. I got my bone folder and just curved that slightly so that it bends better. And then on the inside, I have room then for 2 lovely little tags. I have put, you can see this die from the same set, the tea jar set. This is actually the one for making the little tag. You can see there. So instead of using that for the tag on these two, what I've done is I have glued it onto the back and made myself two larger tags and put the bee on again just to keep these all coordinating. And those go down inside, they fit nicely down in there. And you've got this little gift tag, whatever, it's a little pocket really for, you could put that, glue that to the front of a card, or you could just have it as is and put these little tags inside. So, well, do you know, I really enjoyed that, and actually like the samples so well. They've turned out really well. I'm really pleased with them. In fact, I don't even want to part with them, so that's a pity because they're going to have to go in the post. But I hope you've enjoyed them. I certainly have. I'll be taking lots of photographs now just to finish off the video, but if you have enjoyed that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and come back again then and see lots more things. So there's lots more Tonic and lots more of all sorts of things actually coming up. And well, keep safe and keep well in the meantime, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.